Hello everyone, delonewolf here, and welcome to a first look at the Take-It mods pack Voltz. Now before I get started, in this video I'm going to show you guys how to get started, basically to get a small base setup going in Voltz. But maybe first I should point out why I'm choosing to take a look at Voltz and instead of Take-It. The reason for this is actually that Take-It is basically too easy once you know the path of the energy condenser and energy collectors. In just a few hours you can get enough diamonds together to make an energy condenser. You have to take one trip to the nether for an energy collector, and once that's done you can start making yourself some interdiction torches, and at that point you're basically playing in creative mode. And Take-It is new. I don't know it very well yet. I've been playing it for a few hours yesterday just to get my head around the basics. And it still has some challenge because of that. There is no condensing cobblestone into food, so I do have to go out there, which is actually the start of Voltz would be to get a decent supply of food. I've been slaughtering quite a lot of pigs for cooked pork chops. And I've made a small farm as a backup, just in case, right here, which I can turn into some bread if I really need it. That's really my first tip. Get your basics going, a safe place and enough food to last you for a while. So after that, you'll want to mine, which is right here. This is my mine shaft. You'll probably want to try to mine all the way to bedrock and then do quite a bit of mining. And your goal, I think the real bottleneck is going to be the redstone. You'll want, I would say, 2 to 3 stacks of redstone, so you have enough to get started on the basics. And basically the goal of the basics is going to be able to make steel, to be able to make bronze. Let's see if I can find some of that stuff. Bronze, to be able to make the bronze, the steel ingots. And to have a power source, and I did manage to make this, but not without quite a lot of trouble and effort. So let's have a quick look at how we ought to start. Our first goal is this one, the metallurgic infuser. So let me quickly get that recipe going. For that you need iron ingots, then these basic circuits, which as you can see already start costing some redstone. What the hell? There is something not completely right about that one. Let me just see here. The enriched alloys take redstone and iron again. And these basic... there we go. That was what I actually used, another enriched alloy. And then platinum ingots, which you can just mine and melt in order to create the control circuits. So yeah, you do need platinum and a decent amount of redstone in order to get 3 of these enriched alloys. But yeah, that's basically your first goal, is to get this metallurgic infuser, which I have here. So like I said, it does take quite a bit of mining at first to get enough platinum, and especially to get enough redstone in order to be ready for that, and a decent amount of iron is what you want as well. And actually I'm going to take a bit of extra iron and start melting that already as well. I'm taking a bit of these just to check something out a bit later. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. So yeah, let's assume first step, get the basics down, enough food, then start mining until you have a decent amount, 2 to 3 stacks of redstone. By this time you should have enough platinum, tin, iron and copper as well to get you started with the basics. And the very first machine that you'll get then is this one right there, here, the the metallurgic infuser, which can produce steel. So how does that work? In order to produce steel, first of all, let's take these guys out right there. First of all, you need to put once again coal in the furnace in order to build one of the resources. And then you'll need iron and your redstone. I think it was... what was it again? Did I need 2 of these? Let's see. Steel. Does it show it here? Because I need to find... I think, nope, not steel dust either. Enriched something, enriched, there we go, this is what I actually needed. Yeah, 2 enriched alloys and again an iron ingot. So let's make those. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's like that, and then I put that around iron, and then I have some enriched iron ready. Together with some compressed carbon, I can put these in the slots in the metallurgic infuser. As you can see right there, there's an inventory for that charcoal which I burned up again. What was it called? I'm gonna make a few more just to find out what the hell it was called. And then with power, you can just put some redstone in there and it will give it some power, and then as you can see, it's going to make that enriched iron into something else. I think it was steel dust, is it called? Yep, it's making that into steel dust. And this is compressed carbon, which you can then finally just melt into a steel ingot. So yeah, that's the first machine you'll want to get. There is, oh Jesus, yeah, we'll check that out a bit later. Put those in there, and there you go, that's a steel ingot done, which is pretty important, of course. After that, on the wiki it says to either go for the enrichment chamber. Let's have a quick look at the enrichment chambers receipt. Yeah, you need obviously a block of steel, so that's already 9 steel ingots. Once again, you need redstone. You also need 4 of these enriched alloys, so that's again steel and redstone, and then again 2 of these control circuits, so that's platinum and more steel and redstone. But yeah, once you get that steel production going, you can make the enrichment chamber. Unfortunately, that one has a tiny bit of a problem to it. I'm gonna see if I can show this. So what this is supposed to do is it's supposed to turn your tin ore or your copper ore or whatever into the equivalent dust. So you just put your ore in there, and then once again you can use redstone for power. But here is going to be the problem, right? Yep. It uses 1 redstone of power, it doesn't finish a tin ore, and it doesn't take the next one. So that was a bit of a problem, and obviously if you're following the wiki, yeah, you're gonna get stuck at this point. Because you can't get your tin ore which you need. I think it's for the motors or something like that, supposedly. So my alternative was to go for a crusher, because that could basically do the same with tin ingots. Let's have a quick look at the receipt for the crusher. Right there. Which is once again a block of steel, some lava buckets, redstone, and again these circuits. If you take the right one, let's see, these circuits, you can once again do that with some platinum and redstone and steel again. So the crusher is doable as well, just with the ability to produce steel from the metallurgic infuser. Unfortunately, let me just get a tin ingot. So once again, the goal here is to make tin dust right there from either tin ore or a tin ingot. So this should once again work like the infuser, and there you go. Now this one takes 2 redstone for power, and then it simply stops and it doesn't take the next one anymore. I've tried everything, and as you can see, that ends up being quite a waste of redstone resources. So that's why I really recommend trying to go for at least 3 stacks before you get started on the basics. But yeah, the crusher, that was a no-go either. So it became obvious that I needed a power source, and so I went for the coal generator. Let's check that one out. Coal generator, which is luckily either with bronze ingots or with steel ingots. So the problem is you need the tin dust in order to get to bronze. But luckily with just steel and then a motor, which is once again steel and some insulated copper wires, you can actually... Oh, hello there, Mr. Creeper. You can get to a power source. Let's get rid of him. Don't get away! Oh my god, he blows up my entrance. Yeah, that's that's the disadvantage here. No interdiction torches. There's quite a bit more challenge to Voltz compared to Ticket. So let's try and repair it as quickly as possible. Like that. And put my entrance back. Do I have some dirt left? Should do. Yep, so I'm in survival mode and jeez, stupid spider, go away. You're obviously in survival mode and resource management is so important. I haven't even really had the resources to create some armor or decent weapons, so I'm still wielding my stone sword around. And there we go, made some extra steel, which is always nice. And that can go there, that can go there. Now where was I? Yep. In order to get around the problem with either the enrichment chamber or the crusher, which doesn't want to keep going on redstone power, I managed to make a coal generator with steel, a furnace and then a motor. Now for these insulated copper wires, all you need for that is some copper ore, 1, 2, 3, and then either leather or wool. Do I have? Yeah, I got one more wool right there. Yeah, so obviously the resource gathering is a lot more important in here as well compared to the condenser in Tekit. None of that here. So at some point you're gonna want to make a farm for animals as well. But once you get that going, you can finally make your coal generator, connect that power source with all your machines. And then I'm going to check if I can also use charcoal in there, which luckily I can, which should then, once enough power has built up in here, let's see, I can maybe get just a bit more charcoal going like that, which is better than coal obviously, because, let me see here, yeah, as you can see right there, my coal generator is now finally powering the rest of my machines here. Slowly going to make me some more steel. And yeah, the reason you do want to use your charcoal here, because it's easy to get some wood and then get power from that, but you do need your coal in the furnace in order to create what's it called over here, that extra compressed carbon. So this is going pretty well. At this point, let me just finish that one. Oh damn, I'm gonna waste some compressed carbon again, but that's okay. Our final goal, we've got power, we got steel, is now to get to the bronze ingots, and for that I think it's copper ingots and that tin dust. So how does that work? Basically, again in the metallurgic infuser, as you can see there's still some carbon in there, so I have to dump that out. Now it's empty. I can put my tin dust in there, which will fill up nicely, and then with my copper ingots is actually going to infuse these coppers into bronze, which is pretty damn nice, and which is something that you need for a lot more stuff. And there you go, we get it working, so that looks okay. And with that, that's your road to the basic setup. The idea for this video is obviously with the yogscast doing more Voltz now rather than Ticket. A lot of people will have interest in this mod. I find it quite enjoyable. I've been playing it for 4 to 5 hours. But it is more challenging than Ticket. You have to be careful. Creepers will always be around, and you have to gather quite a lot more resources. Plan ahead a bit more. So far it's pretty damn fun, and I hope that this can help you to get an idea how you can get started in Voltz, just to get some of the basics, because it's of course a new mod pack as well, a relatively recent mod pack, and that does mean that it has some bugs and some quirks, such as this crusher and this enrichment chamber not working as advertised, because it just doesn't want to take my redstone as a power source. Anyways, there you go guys, a quick look a first look at Voltz and some explanation on how to get your first machines going and your first power source. I hope some of you have this can come to use for some of you guys, and for now I'll see you all next time.